Hey all, and this is the Cyber Samurai Assault event. This is Fire and Noble Killer. Now this event has a new tier of boss, Ruby quality bosses, and also the HP values seem a lot higher. So be warned, this event is likely going to be very difficult if you don't have the event deck. I can't even get to Prestige 5 with my deck. So this is what I'm using. Unfortunately, I don't have either of the older ultimate forms that have the killer skill. There's a Commander one and a Slayer one. So this is the Slayer ultimate form that has the killer skill out of the older cards. And here is the Commander one in case you wanted to use a Commander deck for this event. So you do have a few options for this event. You can use something like this. You can also use the golems with this deck. So this is an Immortal Killer deck. If you do have the ultimate form, you could use that with this. Then you could possibly use the Golems Ultra Rare to get the Supercharged bonus and increase the damage that way. I'll show you what I mean. I will just set that team up quickly. So basically it would be something like this, and then you'd need to put in one of the relics as well. So I'll put that relic in at the end. So that would work. That's one option. The other option is to use Santa with the event deck. If you have this card. This one increases noble attack by a significant amount. So this could be really useful if used with the event deck. I will put my team back together how it was before. There we go. So with this deck, the only problem I am finding against some of the weaker bosses is weaken. So I made another team. This is just for any boss that has weaken. This card has the weaken counter. There we go. Unfortunately, neither of these decks are especially effective, as I don't have any cards that have the killer skill, or should I say any ultimate forms that have the killer skill. So I'm just going to go straight into the event now. Here we go. So I do have a Ruby boss up already. I do also have a Prestige boss up. However, I'm not going to bother with this. I can't kill it in the 20 minutes required. So this is a complete waste of time, unfortunately. However, I can kill the Ruby boss. This might be quite hard as the boss has fear. However, I'll give it a go. In actual fact, I may put a fear counter up before I try this boss. On weaker bosses, you can do it without a fear counter, but against one like this that has a higher HP value, it's not so easy. So One sec, let's find a card that has fear counter. Well, that's not really many options. Yeah, that's not good at all. Right, let's just try with this. I have no idea how effective this is going to be. However, without that counter, I don't think I would be able to do it. Right, so I need to take damage for the attack bonus on this card to activate. So here we go. And then just use all the cards. Yeah, there's not much really I can match together there. Right, we'll try again. Match the two biggest power gems. Yeah, it's doing a bit of damage, but as I've already mentioned, this team is not that effective as I don't have any cards that have the killer skill needed, so this will be a very difficult event for me. I'll probably just focus on tagging. That wasn't a bad hit. Doesn't seem to be much to match again. Matching together the two biggest power gems is normally the best way to play with Gem Crush, but when there's nothing really on the grid, it's very difficult to do that. I'll try over here. Yeah, well, I managed to get off around half the health. I'm also running out of solo keys. I'll have another go. I think this is probably going to be a tag and rally event for me, unfortunately. Right, so that was actually a semi-decent hit. It's very erratic though. Sometimes I'll do decent damage, sometimes I won't hardly do anything. It all depends on how the gems crush together. One of the reasons why I don't really like Gem Crush that much, it relies too much on luck. Now that was actually quite a good matchup. I need two big power gems though to match together. By big I mean power gem 5 or higher. That might do some damage. Let's see. Yeah, nearly 3 trillion on the bear ultimate form, or whatever this is. Blitzkrieg Beasts. Sorry, I forgot the name of that card. It sort of looks like a bear. Right, that might do a bit of damage. Let's see again. Yeah, that's not too bad. I need one more hit. So that was a Ruby quality boss defeated without the event deck or a killer skill. Probably my best option for this event, unfortunately. I don't really enjoy Slayer that much anyway, so I rarely go for the Slayer decks. Well, I've been rallied. I've only got 1 key left, so... Oh, that's worth a tag. You get to see the ridiculous amount of HP on these bosses now. The Carillion bosses that I can't even reach. So that would probably work out at about, I don't know, about 5,000 trillion on that? It's a lot of health anyway, and 20 minutes to defeat that. Realistically, if you don't have the event deck, you have no chance. I mean, even with the event deck, you're probably going to need, I would say, at least a 4 or 5 star ultimate form to be able to do good damage to that. I mean, it is just ridiculous. But anyway, I think that about covers my team. It's rubbish this time around, but it's the best I can do. I will just focus on guild bosses, I guess, and see what I can do this event. So I think now let's have a look at the event rewards. So here's the Warden. It's an Earth Warden. Earth Warden with Dodge. Now, Dodge is actually a reasonably decent skill in the GVG defense, as it adds a luck element when you go up against it. So maybe one to consider if you're using Earth in your defense, and maybe have it in position 4 or 5. That's up to you. And finally, let's have a look at the decks from this season. So I'll go back. I actually don't think this event will be that competitive. I mean, I'm normally near the bottom of Legends at this sort of time, and considering my deck is absolute garbage, I'm actually in bronze and not even near the bottom, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, out of these decks, you probably want to go for the more modern ones, so the bottom 2, as these are the ones that start spawning the Power Gem 5s. Just going to have a look at this deck. Yeah, that only spawns Power Gems 4s. That was before Gem Crush. So, yeah, I would say the bottom 2 are the decks to go for. I personally like this deck. I used it a lot in Commander, and this was the deck I went for. It's a good deck. Spawns the Power Gems and has a nice passive skill that does damage every turn. The passive Afterburn skill. That's actually helped a lot during the previous event. So I would recommend this deck if you don't already have it. This deck is probably going to be quite decent as well. I haven't really looked at this yet. Let's have a look. So yeah, this has an attack bonus on it and spawns the power gems. So yeah, maybe one to consider as well if you still have coins available. And I think that about covers this event. This was the last event in the season, so please make sure you do use your coins. If you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this, please let me know in the comments. I will do what I can to help. This is going to be a very difficult event for me. I will probably just focus on tagging and rallying. And I hope that was interesting.